Rule number 2, old house, old stuff, don't touch. Given that, we're going back to the city of Chicago. The year is 1893. Now, Chicago had burned down in 1871. They wanted to prove to the world they're once more a viable city. So they're going to have a World's Fair. It was called the Columbian World's Fair, 400 years after Christopher Columbus. It was called the White City Fair. Everything was painted white. This was the introduction of the light bulb. Now, there had been a World's Fair in 1889, where the world was introduced to the Eiffel Tower. They wanted to outdo the Eiffel Tower, so they hired a man by the name of Ferris. We've all heard of the Ferris wheel. It was 268 feet tall and had 36 Pullman cars attached to it. Each car held up to 60 people. 2,000 people on a turn. A turn took 1 hour and it cost you 50 cents. Now there was a man in the town by the name of Birch. Hugh Taylor Birch. Mr. Birch was an attorney. He worked for the state of Illinois, representing the city of Chicago. Well, he heard something fussy going on downtown. He goes down on the very first day it opens. There's 40,000 people in line. Oh my city can't hold 40,000 people a day. So he goes into hibernation. And for the next 6 months, he's doing most of his work out of his home. One of his friends came knocking on the door. Birch, you've been hibernating. Time for you to get out. I'm building a railroad to Florida. Why don't you hop on the train, get out of this cold weather, it was November, and get down and enjoy the climate down there. Which he does. He hops on the train, goes as far south as the train went, which was Titusville, Cape Canaveral. He gets off the train, he looks around town. There's 40 people in town. Too many people. Gotta get out of here. So he borrows a boat, comes down the Atlantic Ocean, and gets blown ashore here in Fort Lauderdale. Beautiful, pristine, only 4 people in town. Now this is my kind of place. Knowing the train's coming to Miami within the next 5 years. People are coming, money to be made. So he starts buying property. He buys 3 miles of Fort Lauderdale Beach. The next year he brings his daughter down. Her name is Helen. She buys the property next door where the Galleria Mall is. 144 acres. She buys it for $77. That was all swampland, but who cares? It'll be worth something someday. Now we're going back to the city of Chicago. We're going to meet another man. Frederick Clay Bartlett. Mr. Bartlett's just 19 when he goes to the World's Fair. He falls in love with the art. This is the impressionist, the most impressionist. He goes to his dad. He says, Dad, I know you own the largest hardware store in the city of Chicago. I don't want to be in the hardware business. I fall in love with art. I want to become an artist, a painter. His father says, okay, son, I'll put up your shenanigans all your life. But this time I've got rules. Rule number 1, you must go to a good school. Rule number 2, you must do well in business. We was invited to a very pristine school in Munich, Germany, the Royal Academy of Art. He studies there for about a year and a half. He moves on to Paris. He studies under Whistler, the only 2 years that Whistler had school in Paris. Now it's time for him to go into business. He goes into business as a muralist. Knowing his father knew lots and lots of millionaires, they had seen the art at the World's Fair. They wanted that art. This is for pie crust or for muffins. Here's a Charlie chip can. Every Saturday morning, Charlie's Chips would deliver a can of chips, fresh chips. This is an egg beater right here. Now what's this for right here?
I'm dating myself. I make applesauce with it, but I believe it's a ricer.
Food mill?
No,
No.
it's a cherry pitter.
Oh, okay.
See,
That's what it's called?
yeah. You throw your cherries in here, you turn it about 6 times, it'll be in a bowl. The cherries were, the stones would come out of the cherries, and then the juice was used for your cherry pie. Then we have Minton, then we have Worcester on the bottom shelf, or 2 baskets. Those are for hard-boiled eggs. Notice the chicks coming out of their eggs on the top of the baskets. Also in that cabinet, 2 green goblets. Those are napkin holders. She brought us up the house. She gave her jelly sandwiches. Then she took us to the gate on A1A. She let us out the gate. She said goodbye. Don't come back. In later years, she and my mother became good friends. My mother was talking to her one day. You remember those two kids you threw off the property a couple years back? She said, yeah. She said, well, one was my son. He just got married to a girl from Boston. Oh, she said, remember, I've got a farm in Boston. I raise hens. I send my eggs down here every week by Delta Dash. Would she like some fresh eggs? So about once a month, I'd get a couple dozen of these beautiful big brown Rhode Island red eggs. Oh, were they good? Oh, were they fresh?